Tasha's Cauldron of Everything has a few new Warlock subclasses that we should probably talk about.
Great idea, Ted. Let's dive into the deep and look at this Warlock subclass, Fathomless.
I'm Nerdarchy Ted.
I'm Nerdarchy Steve. Welcome to Nerdarchy for nerds by nerds.
Now let us dive into this Warlock subclass.
So today we are doing another subclass from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Ted's got his Dead Tree version, and I've got the digital version on D&D Beyond to take a look at. And as always, we have a little quip from Tasha's. I never understood why some people get so jittery about tentacles. Have you ever had octopus nigiri? One of the few pieces of evidence of a benevolent multiverse.
These things are always fun. This one, not quite as amusing, but hey, you know what? Enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I don't think they can make a hentai reference in the Wizards of the Coast book.
That is true. That is true. But it says you've plunged into a pact with the deeps. An entity of the ocean, the elemental plane of water, or otherworldly sea now allows you to draw on the thelastic power. It is merely using you to learn about terrestrial realms, or does it want you to open cosmic floodgates and drown the world? Perhaps you were born into the generational cult that venerates the Fathomless and its spawn, or you might have been shipwrecked and on the brink of drowning when your patron's grasp offered you a chance at life. Whatever the reason for your pact, the sea and its unknown depths call to you. Entities of the deep that might empower a warlock include krakens, ancient water elementals, godlike hallucinations dreamed into being by Koatoa, merfolk demigods, and sea hag covens.
So there is a lot of great stuff there. Any reference to Koatoa making things happen is just gives me the warm fuzzies inside for sure.
Well, I mean, all of this stuff is pretty great and very thematic. I think the ancient water elemental is probably the least fun of the bunch.
Yeah.
But krakens, hallucinations, and demigods and sea hag covens. I'm like, oh, this could be really interesting as to how this entity is pushing you outside of the waters. I think that could be great.
Now, if you want more information, you can go over to the Nerdarchy website. We'll throw a link down in the description. Also, a card up here. You can probably click on that as well. We have an article over there. You can dive into the deep with the Fathomless over there.
If you're looking to support Nerdarchy and another way to help continue making these videos and those articles, why not support us over on Patreon?
As a special thank you, every month, we're going to send you out 5e content for players and DMs alike. You're going to get things like new feats, spells, subclasses, races, drop-in encounters, maps that we make in our games end up over there as well, new magic items that we also turn into print and play cards sometimes, and so much more.
All right, so let's actually dive into the subclass, this time literally diving in, and talk about the deeps. So at first level, as with many warlocks, you're going to get the expanded spell list. At first level, you get Create or Destroy Water and Thunder Wave.
Second level, Gust of Wind and Silence.
Third level is Lightning Bolt and Sleep Storm.
Fourth level, Water Control Summon Elemental, but it's water only.
And fifth level, you get Bigby's Hand, appears as a tentacle, and Cone of Cold.
So, we're getting a bunch of specific things, reflavoring, and these are very thematic spells for Warlock. But the problem always with a Warlock is you just don't get that many spells.
Yeah. So this is pretty great. But we also, first level, you're going to get Tentacles of the Deeps. You can magically summon a spectral tentacle that strikes at your foes. As bonus action, you create a 10-foot long tentacle at a point you can see within 60 feet of you. The tentacle lasts for 1 minute or until you use this feature to create another. When you create the tentacle, you can make a melee spell attack against one creature within 10 feet on it. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. When you reach 10th level in this class, the damage increases to 2d8. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the tentacle up to 30 feet and repeat the attack. You can summon the tentacle a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
So very cool. You're getting damage effect, and you're also getting a control effect. It's a bonus action to do it. You're gonna get to use it a bunch of times. So not bad at all. I kind of like it. It's thematic. It's creepy. You could probably even reflavor that in some different ways if you're not into tentacles. First level. That's not all we get though. We also get Gift of the Sea. You gain a swim speed of 40 feet, and you can breathe underwater. Swim speeds are super useful because if you ever find yourself in combat, it's the swim speed that actually matters more than anything.
Indeed. And, it works out perfectly, when you are literally drowning in water and something reaches out to you, to all of a sudden now you are an expert swimmer
Yeah.
and you don't need to worry about breathing. So it's definitely very fitting that you get that right at first level.
Or at least breathing underwater.
Oceanic Soul at 6th level, you're now even more at home in the depths. You gain resistance to cold damage. In addition, when you are fully submerged, any creature that is also fully submerged can understand your speech, and you can understand theirs.
So that's kind of cool. You just need a pool, and you can talk to anybody. You're a great negotiator. But that's not all you get. Guardian Coil, 6th level. Your tentacles of the deep can defend you and others, interposing itself between them and harm. When you or a creature you can see takes damage while within 10 feet of the tentacle, you can use your reaction to choose one of those creatures and reduce the damage to that creature by a die 8 when you reach 10th level. And this class of damage reduction is reduced by the tentacle increases to 2 die 8. So we get some damage mitigation in there as well.
In the game that I play on Thursday nights over on the Mini Terrain Domain channel, we actually have a Fathomless Warlock, and it uses the Guardian Coil very well. When you combine that with I believe it's a 6th level Barbarian Path of the Ancients, where they also, can mitigate some damage, it winds up working out pretty darn nicely. So we've seen that used to some great extent. But moving on to 10th level, Grasping Tentacles. You learn the spell Avard's Black Tentacles. It counts as a Warlock spell for you, but doesn't count against the number of spells you know. You can also cast it once without a spell slot, and you regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. Whenever you cast the spell, your patron's magic bolsters you, granting you a number of temporary hit points equal to your Warlock level. Moreover, damage can't break your concentration on this spell.
So there's a lot of awesome here. One, we're modifying the spell. We're seeing more of that in Tasha's Cauldron and everything. Concentration can't be broken. You're getting temporary hit points. You get a free casting. It goes on your list. All of this is great, and obviously, we're riding this tentacle train hard.
What's the last thing we get there, Dave?
Last thing we get is Fathomless Plunge at 14th level. When you can magically open temporary conduits to watery destinations as an action. You can teleport yourself and up to 5 other willing creatures that you can see within 30 feet of you amid a whirl of tentacles. You all vanish and then reappear up to a mile away in a body of water you've seen, pond size or larger, or within 30 feet of it, each of you appearing in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of the others. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. So once a day you get a mega teleport, as long as there's a body of water within a mile. So might be less useful. I think this has changed from the Unearthed Arcana, where you didn't need the body of water. Right. This is your capstone ability for this Warlock class. I think the body of water part is kind of lame.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Teleportation is, super powerful. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I'm not going to fight it too hard. I haven't played this one, but I've seen it used to great degree in the game that I'm currently in. So definitely a lot of fun.
I'm going to fight it for Ted and say I think that's lame, and I might change that if you're playing this in my game and just be like, once a rest you can tell, or like even maybe take away short rest and just make it once per day, once per long rest, and then you can just do it. And so, because it just sucks to have like a powerful ability that you can use sometime,
right? And
the sometime part is kind of arbitrary.
I think the idea is you're supposed to be playing this type of character around water because you're a water-based dude. But that's a limitation.
It is a limitation. But I don't know. What do you think? Would you play it as is? Would you use it? Are you playing it? Is it too many tentacles in your game for you? Let us know down in the comments below. Share your stories with the Nerdarchy community.
While you're down there, don't forget to do all those things that make the Nerdarchy and YouTube community happy. Like, share, subscribe, even go ahead and find that notification bell and attune to it.
Quick reminder, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we drop new videos here on the channel. If you want to check out the last thing we did for Tasha's Cauldron to Everything. There's a card up here, and you can look at the Clockwork Soul Sorcerer.
So until next time, stay nerdy.